Hey then, welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. Settle on back, grab your pens and paper, class is about to begin. Today, we're taking a look at a knife from Tops. Yes, Tops. Be specific, we're looking at the Blue Otter. But before we actually look at the knife, let's get the syllabus work out of the way, shall we? If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do primarily knife reviews. Occasionally I'll do reviews of a little bit of camping gear, survival gear, lights, compasses, cooking gear, that sort of thing. But mainly knives. Then on Mondays we do knife basics, what you really need to know. Now this series is aimed more at the person who's new to the world of knives and really wants to understand what they're getting into. Wants to know what all the terms means, and also that when they start talking to the shopkeeper or the man at the knife show, they're not going, okay, I guess so. Instead, they'll be able to actually hold their own on the conversation and not get taken. For those of you who have been around for a while, welcome back. Glad you made it. Just got one question for you, and of course you do know what it is. Have you subscribed yet? Yes, I'm asking again. And I'm going to keep asking until you finally subscribe. I mean, come on, man. It's so simple and easy. Just hit that button right down there that says subscribe. Then you hit the bell next to it. That way you get notified every time I put up a neat new video. It's a win-win situation, as I keep telling you. You win because you don't miss any of my neat new videos. I win because, well, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is to get these neat new things. Sorry. Allergy season in full force here. But on with the actual class. The Blue Otter is kind of a small knife, actually. I mean, it's only about 6 1/4 inches overall. The blade is actually only about 2 7/8 inches, under 3 inches, just very short. Rather thick spine, about 1/8 of an inch. Nice jumping, though. It comes with blue micarta handles. Excuse me, G10, not micarta. Red liners. All in all, very nice, though that handle is very thick. Actually makes it a little easier to get a hold of. I thought I wouldn't like it, but you know what? The more I use it, the more I like it. Still would prefer a knife a little longer that's just so short. But it's good. It's nice. It's easy to control. The blade is 1095 high carbon. It's got a tactical gray finish, or at least that's what they're calling it. They're using tubes for the pin, so you can put a lanyard through any of those holes if you want. The sheath is a Kydex sheath with a belt clip on it and a survival whistle. You can remove the belt clip very easily if you want and replace the survival whistle with a neck chain, and it's got a pretty decent neck knife there. Nice size. Wouldn't be bad at all. But how does it do on our standard battery test? Well, it's a top, so I'm expecting it to do well, but let's see, shall we? As always, this is straight out of the packaging. No touch-up, no nothing like that. We'll start with plain piece of paper. Okay. A little harsh on getting started there, but once it starts, I think the fact that it's so thick is working against it there, because it seems to be cutting nicely, just hanging up a little bit. Let's see here. Cardboard. Standard piece of standard corrugated cardboard box. And I'm not going to do the whole okay. Not bad. It's doing it. Doing it fairly nicely. It's just blade is so thick and so narrow this way that it's hanging up. Which is a little bit of a disappointment because, I mean, Tops normally has such a great knife. But it's still doing alright. Just geometry's working against it. Let's see how it does with paracord, shall we? Went right through the paracord, no problem at all. Yeah, all but one strand. That's perfect. So let's see what it does with the hang package test. And quite nicely. Did fairly well on that. Didn't hang up like it did on the other two tests. So, let's see here. Leather. Kind of ratty and definitely. Let's see here. Yeah, not that. Okay. It's cutting it. I think it would probably do a lot better if I put it down on something flat and cut it that way. But in the end, can't really complain about that too much. I think the thickness of the blade is again getting in its way. It's just so narrow this way and so thick this way that it just doesn't. It's too steep of a ramp to handle some of the fine stuff. Let's see here. Got zip ties. Let's see how it does on a zip tie. One, two. Not too bad. That did quite well. Let's see how it does with chopping. Yeah, chopping it just fine. Wonderful. Let's see how it does on the wood. You know what? I really shouldn't be doing it that way, should I? Should be doing it this way. You really should never cut towards you. Okay. Not bad. Bad. Very nice tip. So let's see here. Not sure how well this is going to work because of how short the blade is. It's going to be hard to find anything to hit, but we'll give it a try. That's not where I was trying to baton. Let's see here. Let's try over here. It's digging in beautifully. It's just the blade is so short I can't get a good strike on it. Probably work better if I used a baton stick, but I don't have one handy. So I don't really see any damage. I mean, it's 1095 is tough, and it definitely took anything I threw at it as far as that goes. Let's see how well it kept its edge. still cutting now as well as it did when we began. So there you have it. Tops Blue Otter. Nice little knife. Beautiful choice for a neck knife. Very sweet. Well made. But I wouldn't recommend it for a utility knife. It's just the thickness compared to the width of the blade just works against it, unfortunately, which is a shame because Tops make some beautiful knives and some great knives. On the other hand, I don't think you're going to be able to break this knife very easily no matter what you do with it. And it's not that bad a price. I mean, for a US made knife using 1095 high quality G10 and tubes, it's just a retail price of only $119.95. Hard to really beat that for a US made knife. Yeah. For a neck knife, I think this is a wonderful choice. For a utility knife, I think it leaves a little bit to be desired. I think you need a little bit thinner of a spine or a little bit wider of a blade. But you may disagree with me. You may think this is perfect. That's the wonderful thing about knives. Each of us have our own opinion, and for the most part, it's not like science where if your opinion is wrong, someone's going to die. Wonderful knife for the most part. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. In the meantime, I got to get running here. But I look forward to seeing you again next week. In the meantime, you take care. I'll leave you with a couple videos over here that you may find of interest. Of course, you can always hit that target right there to subscribe. Meantime, you take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.